Yeah, I asked that dude. He actually finds those unicorns, whatever it was, in the back of his truck, and he refurbishes them. Haven't had soda. It's my third day with no soda. So right now I'm just going with tea. So, which is a mild form of caffeine, really. Looks like it's coming along. Online McDonald's, also drive-through, walk up. So it's a drive-up McDonald's. They took it back old school because originally when McDonald's opened, I have to get information on the original opening date. McDonald's was only walk-up only. That'll be walk-up and carry-out. So you'll also be able to drive through on the side right here. All right, Jake Paul, Mike Tyson. Jake Paul's 10-1. He lost against Tommy Fury. I did see the fight on Tommy Fury. Tommy's a pretty good fighter. He's like a real boxer. Jake Paul, he's a good YouTuber. He's got like, it's a lot. Maybe I'll just throw it out there. Maybe like 20 million subscribers. No. I think it's more than that. Sorry about that. I think it's more than that. But regardless, Mike Tyson has a YouTube page with 2.4 million subscribers. So they both got good awards on YouTube. I'm pretty proud of Mike Tyson for having an outstanding YouTube channel. I didn't know about it until just a while ago. I looked it up. Yeah, he's got his own YouTube channel. They both do. I would say Jake Paul's probably a better YouTuber and funnier at times. Mike Tyson's a psycho, and he's going to maybe kill him. I don't know. I'm hoping that won't happen. I did say a little prayer before I did all this. So once again, Jake Paul's 10-1. Mike Tyson is the most frustrated. I mean, he's Iron Mike. You know, you hit him, nothing happens. So I do commend Jake Paul for being this brave, but I think he needs a psychologist. He probably has one, and needs to call him and talk to him, and maybe even a minister, someone in the faith-based community that could pray with him. Same with Mike too, because Mike, you know, earlier today, I turned it on and I saw the B slap. You know what I mean? I mean BITCH. And it went crazy. Now, I saw what Jake did. He crawled on the ground, animal-like, and then he popped up a little too close. A little too close. Now, even friends sometimes get mad at each other for that kind of stuff. But he scared him. Mike took the B slap and could have knocked him out right then. They crowded Mike and then brought him to the side. I think he's measuring, they were both roughly 220 in pounds. There was rumor that Jake Paul got up to 240 and then shaved about 20 pounds off. But I do commend Jake Paul for all his hard work. And I did smell that W spray stuff at Walmart. It does smell pretty good. So they're advertising a new company. Now, fog and mirror. Or let's say fog and smoke. Let's do the more colloquial fog and smoke. How much fog and smoke? How much smoke and mirrors? There it is, colloquial smoke and mirrors. It's like I'm a foreigner or something. Smoke and mirrors. How much is it going on? We don't know. They're both actors. YouTube acting is very different than cinematic acting. For example, and I always do on my page, Bradley Cooper. So we get over to Bradley Cooper and Hangover. Mike Tyson had worked with Bradley Cooper being a method actor. So I don't know if Bradley talked to Mike about anything, maybe gave him a method acting book, maybe talked to him a little bit, but they could be acting, I don't know. You can never really tell. But Mike seems to be very serious, and it seems like he's very agitated. Now, he says that when he's fighting in the ring, it's the ultimate form of relaxation. This is a neat thing to say. And this may be something that he got off Bradley Cooper working on Hangover. Because there's a scene where Tyson's in there, and he might have talked to him a little bit. See, there are method actors out there, And Bradley Cooper is one from an academic background, just like I am. We went to the same school, New School Social Research. Well, it's New School University is what they call it now. It used to be the New School Social Research. But why I'm bringing it up is because this is an expedition fight. How much acting is involved and then how much reality is involved. We're talking about a boxer that dedicated his entire life. And Jake Paul's dedicated a big chunk of his life. But he's only had 10 fights and then only won 9 of them and lost against a real boxer. And he's also Jake Paul's known to fight like retired boxers or older boxers. That I'm not really sure of because I have not followed their career that close. But I know I did follow Mike when I was younger, and we played the Nintendo game, you know, the Mike Tyson Nintendo game. So we were fans of Mike, and we revered him as probably one of the most dangerous men in the world. Someone that you would not want to be alone with in a room. Now, when Cooper was working with him with Hangover, he probably got a little nervous, you know, being around him. The guy can just, and then you're out, lights out. Those guys are trained to do that. Are they lethal hands? Who cares? It knock you out. Now, one thing I want to say about Jake Paul and strategy, if he takes this, he's not going to get it till tomorrow, so he'll be sore when he hears this. He's got youth on him, so he's got a lot of age younger, so he's got more younger, a little better English, much younger energy. So he's got tons of energy. My suggestion is to dance around as much as possible. When I mean dance around, think of Muhammad Ali. Just stay kind of back. Don't get up close unless you have to, and when you do, get away from it. Because if Mike gets him in a corner, that's it. It's going to be over quick. It doesn't matter. He'll read his rhythms, just like a drum beat. Boom, it's out. Blackout, right? Fade out quick. And we're talking cut. We're not talking a slow fade. So he's going to have to move quite a bit. So we don't know the endurance level of Paul, and we don't know it with Mike Tyson because they're saying these are a lot of, on his page, there's a lot of short burst clips of like a few seconds. So we're seeing him get really upset, really angry, you know, beating the crap out of somebody. Well, I think he does use emotion in the ring. That's also something that makes him kind of dangerous. But he does explode. He's explosive. It seems like he's angry. So he's going to hit hard. He's going to hit fast. And the idea behind Mike, what he sold as himself as a boxer, was simply this: it ain't going to last long. Once the bell goes off, within the first minute, the fight's over. That's how it always was with a Mike Tyson fight. You got your popcorn, you got your soda, you got the things that you wanted, the hot dog. Before you could take the second bite, boom, it was over. Lights out. So if that happens, I don't think it will because it's expedition. But if that happens, it means that Mike wasn't joking around, right? But if it goes on for a few rings, we're gonna have to look at it and see. You know, if it goes on a few rounds, we're gonna have to look at it and see if there's some acting. That's what I'm looking at mostly. And I didn't see a lot of acting in the B-slap. All right, we're gonna cut here. It's Friday, November 15th. Welcome to the Please Subscribe Show. We're about 75 degrees Fahrenheit right here. And 6,109 miles on the odometer. One thing about Mike, too, though, he comes from a criminal background. And this is a guy that used to cry before he would go out in the ring. They have video footage of it. He'd get so nervous that he would mess up that he would go over to his trainer and cry before the fight. Then he'd go out in the ring and almost kill him. And also another thing, Trump supported him too, as one of his supporters back in the day. He's one of the guys that lifted him off. I know he's a real person. I know he's a single person. I know I'm talking about a person that's trained his whole life, so I do respect him. I think Paul respects him, and I think Jake Paul's a little scared. I think we're all kind of scared and shaky. This is a very weird moment in boxing. It's a very unique moment. And it's a very precious moment. And it is an expedition fight. So, anyway, all right. I gotta pick up something. I forgot to mention on Mike Tyson's stats, 58 fights, he has 44 knockouts. I believe out of the 58 fights, there's 50 wins. Look at 6 losses. I think it's a total of probably about 6 losses. Anyway, I want to reiterate one more time. Mike Tyson has 58 fights, 50 wins. You always remember that by 5-0. 50 wins. Might have did that on purpose. Then he also has 6 losses. So unfortunately. But he did fight 58 times, as opposed to Jake Paul, which is 10 times, okay? So he's got 5 times the knowledge in the ring, maybe even more than that, than Jake Paul. Good luck, good night, good luck. Watch the uppercuts. Fight fair, fight clean. Let's get it on. Once again, welcome to the Please Subscribe show. I already got the Fahrenheit and temperature, and I already got the odometer reading. So, tonight, Jake Paul, YouTuber sensation. I'm holding an iPhone 11. He's going to fight Mike Tyson in about 2 hours and 6 minutes. This is November 15th on Friday, 2024. One of the biggest fight nights since Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier or something, you know. This is a big deal. They're going to have a bigger turnout than Muhammad Ali ever had, probably. I don't know, there was a big fight in Africa with Muhammad Ali that had a pretty big turnout. But that might, I don't know. They have to do the number work to find out if more are going to turn out. Now, are more going to see it at one time? Yeah, because of social media. More people know about it. You know, sometimes these people fight, they don't know about it until a year later, or they don't know about it until a month later. We're going to know about it. Like, if you have any type of television, you're probably going to know about it. It's sort of like the Beatles mania kind of popularity, and a lot of people are going to be watching. Fortunately, I won't be able to see the fight as it happens on Netflix. I dropped my Netflix about 2.5 years ago, maybe 3 years ago. I have not had Netflix in a while. I kind of want Apple TV, but yeah, it's going to be on Netflix. Here's the butterfly. Dance like a butterfly, sting like a bee. But, yeah, won't be able to see it. I'm going to be able to hear about it. I'll be able to get clips. I saw the bee slap. Whoops. That's what I said. Whoops. Yeah. Got too close to Mike Tyson. That's a bee slap. Doesn't care who you are. Probably so. You know, Cooper probably had to, be a little aware of where he was standing. The guy can hit. We know that. He's Iron Mike. He's known to be able to hit and knock you down. He's going to be that way for a very long time. Now, if Mike was in his 70s, he would know Jake Paul would win. But Mike's not in his 70s. He's 58. He's only 7 years older than I am. Roughly in the same age district. Now, I just saw an interview, I think on Jake Paul's channel, or at least a channel linked to his. I don't know the fighter. I just saw the interview only between these two boxers talking about Mike Tyson. And this one boxer's a big dude that fought Jake Paul and lost. He got knocked out by Jake. Jake Paul's knocked out 9 people in his career. Not bad stats. 10-1. There could be a miracle. He does haymakers. That's where you just kind of just wildly throw out a punch. Those haymakers sometimes work. They worked in Nintendo, Mike Tyson Nintendo. Now, I would suggest if Jake Paul gets this to play some Mike Tyson Nintendo, he only has like a couple hours, because they may have put some hints, because you'd have to knock out Mike in the Mike Tyson original Nintendo game. All right, here we go. Elon Musk Cybertruck. Anyway, I'd keep my freaking head down. That boxer that was talking to the other boxer said, "No, I wouldn't fight Mike Tyson. This is like a professional boxer." It's like, no way, I wouldn't fight him. But he fought Jake Paul and lost. You know what I mean? So this is like fighting a god, you know, or a boxing god. It's not fighting like fighting God, but you don't want to do that. But this is like fighting a boxing god. This is going to be a very interesting fight. And man, I wish I could see it. But there will be other people that'll see it, and they'll have plenty in their belly. We're off to delivery. No go-karts, mini golf and go-karts. Rockwood go-karts and mini golf. And no mini golf right now. There's a full moon. Looks like everyone's in Arlington at AT&T Stadium for the Jake Paul Tyson fight. Jake Tyson. So I'm looking for the Mike Tyson Jake Paul fight. There's a way to scan it on the Kia. You hit these three little buttons right here, and then you'll just hit, well, it's already scanning, but it'll say scan on there. So I have to find it. So say if this was it, which isn't, you would still hit these buttons right here, and then scan it down. See it right there? Almost. There we go. See it? Scan it down.
Another has had to face financial challenges, but there is a better way to get past them.
Ahora sí, yo no sé si varios de ustedes ya les dieron el chequecito temprano.
This is the construct of the Constitution.
Otro mercado. Esto no es estándar. Ahora necesitamos más investigadores para terminar todos estos.
Por VIX, alivia los síntomas del resfriado para poder dormir.
Look for numbers. It's hard to find those on these older houses. Don't see it on the outside on this. Oh, kitty cat. Don't see it on this one. I'm thinking I might go over this way and just check on the outside, do a process of elimination. Let's try this one, might get lucky. Yeah, there is something. I just can't read it. Yeah, I know. I've done these people over here, most recent. Yeah, it's going to be process of elimination over this way. What happens is chemical goes on the floor, starts eating away at the bottom of the rubber of the shoe, because another shoe. Next delivery, 3.8 miles, 12 minutes. We'll arrive at 6:06 p.m. All right, Artist de la Rosa and the Rose Theater. Looks like, I don't see it. I thought I was going to see Rob in there for a minute. I'm not. Friend Rob's a playwright there, Rob Vasquez. He's one of their playwrights in residence, a few other places too. I luckily got to be, just by fortune, in one of his, I guess you could say, first drafts and first play called Slow Dancers, which is actually, even today, would stand up as a pretty decent little play to see, you know. That was back in 1992-ish to 1903 circa. Man, I would guess the character's name was Martin, but Martin was actually a screenplay. The character I remember was Martin, and it was in Blue Season, one of the screenplays they wrote alongside another screenplay called Solace. He'd written at least 2 screenplays in high school, maybe more than that. And I worked on a few. I worked with Rob and stayed many nights reading cinematic magazines mostly. We'd read, and we'd also study Sid Field screenplay writing together. Sid Field he actually turned me on to that book, I think. Sid Field was a beginning book on how to write a screenplay, and then we would also, read Premiere magazine to find out what movie stars were doing and stuff like that. And I would stay the night over there and sleep on the floor or on the mattress floor. And eventually that went on and on and on, even to college, until his dog bit me, and then I didn't come over as many times. He had a wild dog named Kane. I even went to the ER and reported it, and police showed up to make sure it didn't have rabies, because I'm freaking crazy. I just wanted to make sure the dog wasn't rabid, but you're supposed to do that kind of stuff when a dog bites you. It was a bad bite. It was a bite right here in the palm. I still feel it when I'm using a screwdriver for too long. It kind of cramps up a little bit, and I can feel that pain right where that dog tooth went in. He did come over and apologize, and then his dad said that they did train the dog, I guess, to be a dog, basically, and dogs can be defensive. Whether he trained the dog to preferably bite me, I don't think so, but I think his dad was saying that it was kind of, I guess, maybe a guard dog. I don't know. I really don't know. But I don't know if his dad was just saying that, just to say it, just to build the myth of things. But no, it really happened. His dog really bit me. He also bit Dana Schultes, the artistic director of Stage West, on the butt. Don't know how bad, though. It did claw me in the leg before it jumped up from my neck, and I reached up this way, and it bit right here. And then I jumped in the bathroom and shut the door. It was a Rottweiler, I believe. It was a mean dog. He passed away a long time ago. But anyway, other than that, that was probably the only kind of big turmoil between Rob and I, Rob Vasquez. Now, he recently did a play there at Artist de la Rosa called Brother and Sister with Wings, which I did get to see the original premiere a long time ago when Adam Dietrich directed it at the Rose. I'd done a few shows at the Rose. We did Blue Season, that was one, and then A View from a Bridge. I liked the original version I saw. Now, I did see the other version on Facebook. There was, like a short film, or what you could say a trailer. Now, Rob also helped me later, before my second divorce. I think he helped me. Yeah, he helped me after my first divorce, too, because that's when I did Bulb. Bulb was on my first channel called Pigeon 1, but Rob also helped me during my second divorce when I decided to launch Once in a Lifetime, which was, it was a feature, but we focused on it, making it short, so we took from the feature to make shorts. We made 3 shorts out of it. One is called From Now Until Morning. The second one's called The Way of Man, which I got to see the opening of that the other night. It looked pretty serious. I was thinking, hey, we did a pretty good job on this. The Way of Man, and then That Side, which Rob had a bell out at that point, and I haven't worked with him since. And I think that was when I was working with Corbin Thorpe, who was from the Dallas Art Institute. We all worked on that, I believe, around circa 2019. You should be able to see when it was posted on the YouTube page. If you put in Once in a Lifetime and then Cole Spivey, it's also a series. So it's going to be a series of films that we all worked on. Rob helped a little bit with story. I did write a screenplay that we were not able to use much of. We only used the very beginning section. So what you see in the feature is not necessarily the screenplay, but inspired by the screenplay. And what you see in the short film is loosely based on the screenplay with some dialogue. But we never used a full screenplay on any of those three. But we did it based upon a screenplay that could have been used. So it was kind of improv and then some scripted dialogue. Was it for the church? There was church elements in it. It was kind of directed maybe as I don't know for sure if it was a faith-based, I don't know if it would fit in a faith-based genre. If they watched it, they would see it as secular. I don't think it fits the faith-based model, but there was supposed to be some more prayer in it. That Rob went on the improv that we did when he was coming out of the water garden. I guess he was overheated, so he just started spitting out some stuff that just came personally from him. He was supposed to be praying for Angelica and Ash Cole. Those were the 2 characters. I think it was also saying that it was directed by Ash Cole, so it was like directed by the character. It was probably paying tribute to a manifesto that we had called p.s.s. And there was also another manifesto called Pretty Dog 9/11. But the manifestos stated that, I'm trying to think why I'm mentioning the manifesto. The manifesto is on the original, that Pigeon 1 site. And there were certain things you could and could not do. Like you couldn't use a robotic arm or something like that. You couldn't have too much fancy equipment, you know. You couldn't use a published commercial work. It'd have to be like original. And as a director, you had to use an alias name. I don't really know why we did that, but that's why Ash Cole came about. We had to use a name that was basically alias. It was like not our own name, just for the direction only. And as the actor, I used my real name. Little bath there for the car coming out of Greenwood. Yeah, there's another one right here. Yeah. And that's been going on for a while. All right, 1.6 miles. It'll take 5 minutes. We'll arrive at 6:18 p.m.